Okay. So the last time I was back on this channel, I was discussing games, but since it's the transfer season, I think I should talk a bit more about the situation of United and what's up with Glazers and the transfers that make sense to me in terms of my competing club and where we stand in the transfer market. So I'll start off by saying that I don't think the Glazers ever had an intention to sell this club. Had it been the case, then they would have walked some way out, or Sheikh Yashim's bid would have been somewhat, more escalated, if I can say it so. Um, However, the way I see it, Glazers are not willing to sell 100% of this club. And we read an article, even Fabrizio Romano was reporting it, along with all the leading journalists in UK. People were getting excited that, oh, Sheikh Yassim's company has been registered in UK and stuff like that. But the thing is that if Glazers would have wanted to sell this, they would have understood it back when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the coach and there was a boycott that took place at Old Trafford. It was a game against Liverpool, if I'm not wrong. So, United fans, no matter how much they push, Manchester United is the biggest brand in terms of the Premier League clubs that are there right now at the moment, even though they have been not successful over the last decade or so, if I may say so. I mean, we have to accept the fact that City have done a lot of shrewd businesses along with Liverpool, but United have not been there. So, United being a brand in the Glazers portfolio, they will for sure not want to lose it. So, they are still hoping to kind of get some control over this club. And I think that's the only reason, which is why Sheikh Yassim's bid is not being accepted by the Glazers. I'm a Glazers out, I don't know, maybe for the last 4 5 years since I saw them sack Mourinho and then bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and then Ralph Ragnick. I mean, Ralph Ragnick is, I mean, don't get me wrong, Ralph Ragnick has done some exceptional work with the Red Bull group, but with the experience or the expertise that you need to run a club like Manchester United, I don't think that Ralph Ragnick would have ever been given that chance to, handle a dressing room full of egos. Coming back to the transfer market, just about a couple of hours ago, or maybe 30 minutes ago, I'm unsure of the time, apologies for that. Yerian Timber was announced by Arsenal. Declan Rice was already a done deal, and they had Kai Havertz. So if you look at the spine of the team, the number nine, the number six, and a number four, potentially you can fit in as a number six or maybe play as a right back, a CDM, a right back, center back combination, Yerian Timber, along with Declan Rice, who can play a number six or a number eight, along with Kai Havertz, who can play up top on the flanks as well. Maybe even he can be deployed at number 10. So they have already spent a lot of money, which frankly United also did, but last season. But like looking at the projects of the other club, I'm unsure about what the Glazers will give us because as of today we only have Mason Mount, and that's the only completed transfer that we have. Um, Fred and McTominay has been very long servants of this club, but I don't think they are at that stage where we can achieve Champions League glory. Christian Eriksen and Mason Mount, I think they will complement each other with the overload of games that we are getting. I think that's a great signing. 55 mil is a bit, I would say, inflated. I think we are paying about 8 to 10-ish more to Chelsea, but I think over the time he will prove his doubters wrong. I think 55 million is a bargain for Mason Mount. The other players that we definitely need a centre back. I am not liking the way that De Gea is being treated at this club. I think he's a hero, though he's not comfortable with the ball. I think he has been an absolute legend. After Schmeichel and Van der Sar, we will always remember David De Gea as Manchester United fans. But looking at the ownership, I don't think Eric Ten Hag is being properly backed. He was allowed to make a couple of loan signings to replace Cristiano Ronaldo in the January transfer window. Now, taking that into account, what we have today is the 5th of July, and we are sitting here wondering who will be our next target. So, we are not getting our main man, we are getting our backup or the backup to our backup. That's not how you win Champions League. I don't think Manchester United should have been in this place. I think the Glazers should have let it go a long time back. But the way these guys are handling the club, I am a bit afraid, to be honest. And with the likes of Newcastle breaking the bank, um, there will also be like cash being splashed around at Chelsea with the recent outgoings that they have. Um, I think the top six is becoming competitive, especially the last three places, four, five, six, will be highly competitive, considering the managers that we have here in this club. I mean, in this tournament as of now. Aston Villa, Unai Emery, they're making some good signings. We have Newcastle, obviously, and Tottenham has also racked up the likes of Madison. So I'm unsure where this goes. I mean, I don't know if I'll be chewing my words about a month from now on, but looking at the current state of my club, I would urge the fans to go out and protest again. Unfortunately, I'm back in my hometown, and Glazers, they don't really care. I think United are going to play in the USA in the recent weeks, with the friendly matches that are lined up. I think fans at the USA in those stadiums, they should stage a protest and show some passion about the club, stating that the Glazers are no longer wanted. So if you are protesting inside your country where the Glazers are belonging from, I think that will be much more of a boost. Um, the protest doesn't need to get violent. I think if a stadium is without fans, our players will somehow understand that this is a protest against the Glazers. I don't I don't mean to say that Old Trafford should be left empty, because I think that's the holiest ground that you can walk into. It's the mecca of I mean, it's the mecca of football to me. So I think most of the Manchester United fans would agree. But it's true that we need fresh funds, new source of uh, getting out the transfer strategies in place. I think Eric Ten Hag is doing a fantastic job with whatever he has in his at his disposal. About, I mean, comparing that about 5 years back when I looked at Jose Mourinho's press conferences now, and he said that the club are letting players go, and the ones that have left United, see where they play, see if they play. If I take that context into account, I think he was right. We have already discarded most of the dead wood in this club. I would rather pay Harry Maguire 10 quid and let him go off the club. But I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It's not what Manchester United deserve. The coach is passionate, and I think the coach will give his all. I think we have to be patient with him, but we have to also make sure that these owners are kicked out as soon as possible. This is Tiptak signing off. Do share your comments if you come up to this video and if you watch it till the end. Thank you. Ciao.